Hi, and welcome to the Practically Minimal blog. If we haven't met yet, I'm Shauna, the founder of Practically Minimal, where we help you clean up and simplify your home and office space so that you can focus on what makes you happy and successful. So I am super excited about the guest we have today and about the topic. It's something that I know that I've been wanting to learn a lot more about. Especially since kind of getting into, the organizing field. So here we have Linsay Doyle. So Linsay is a certified Feng Shui expert and a professional organizer. And she's the owner of Reclaim Your Space out of Edmonton, Alberta. So welcome, Linsay.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, yeah, and I am really looking forward to learning a few things from you and getting this conversation on Feng Shui going. And it's something that's come up a few times within the Practically Minimal community. And I just say, you know what, I don't know a lot about that. So so now we've got something to refer people to.
Absolutely, I'd be happy to take that on and share. So. No,
Awesome.
I'm always happy to hear when people are like bringing up Feng Shui. And I find like as time goes on, more people are intrigued with the practice. So I'm happy to be here and to share.
That's great. Yeah, intrigued is a really good word for it, for sure. Well, before we dive into the conversation, can you share, I guess, just a little bit about yourself and about your business?
Yeah, absolutely. So Reclaim Your Space has been, was born probably 6 years ago, but I always tell my clients, I started organizing when I was 6 years old. It was just one of those things that I'd always reorganize or like redecorate my room. Mm-hmm. My mom has a few funny stories about me growing up. Like for one example, at one point I cleaned out her jewelry box because there's like tissues in there. And when she went to go look, and I'm like, look, I cleaned this out. I cleaned out all your tissues. And she's like, oh my gosh, your baby teeth are in there. And so it's like, okay, at that point, that's where I learned not to throw anything out for clients, right? So you don't throw anything out, right? So yeah, I just have like a few funny stories like that growing up. But I feel like that was more of like a passion for me. And then growing up, I was actually a recreational therapist, and I had kind of jobs on the side that worked around like cleaning and pack outs, things like that. And so I did throughout my 20s, I did a lot of personal development actually. And I went to a workshop around doing what you love and getting paid for it.
Okay.
And so in that day workshop, I realized that through my childhood, that's actually what I love to do as a hobby, was to organize and to work with people's spaces.
Right.
So from that workshop, I actually went to another workshop around facilitator development. And from that weekend, my business, Reclaim Your Space, was born. So that was roughly, yeah, I guess probably like almost 10 years ago, probably.
Wow.
And I officially, registered like 6 years ago with my business. And then the Feng Shui piece of that. So I had done the organizing and kind of cleaning for a few years. And then I actually quit my corporate job and went into my business full time, which was pretty scary, but took that leap and it's paid off. So the Feng Shui fell into my lap maybe 3 years ago now.
Okay.
And that kind of just stumbled on, I just stumbled across it. I ended up meeting someone, and she knew what I did for a living. And she's like, I feel like you should meet this lady. She teaches Feng Shui. And so it's like, I'm an open person. So I said, absolutely. Next thing I know, I'm in the course to get certified. And so, yeah, I guess the rest is kind of history. So 6 years business was kind of I went full time into the business, and then three going on 4 is when I incorporated the Feng Shui.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. And you know what? Like you never know what's going to happen when you meet with somebody new. So
Absolutely.
that's an awesome story. So for those of us like me who aren't, I mean, I kind of have a sense of what Feng Shui is, but not really. I don't think I could explain it properly. So what is Feng Shui?
So Feng Shui first originated in Chinese culture like thousands of years ago. And I feel as though in the Western world and Western culture, we've kind of lost the energy around our environment. Right. So it's basically just setting up the energy, the harmonic energy, universal flow between the person and their environment. So you're working to enhance different areas of your life, because your internal environment is typically reflects your external environment, right? Because if you look at energy, it's a universal flow. It's a circle, right? It's an exchange, and so. And that's what I love about like Feng Shui and how it ties in so nicely with the organizing. Because the two just like they tie in together, right? Like when I go into a consultation, I typically look at, we need to organize first. That's the first step, is to organize, because you can't hide from chi, right? Like some people have their drawers full thinking like, oh, it's all clean, but no, there's still energy being piled up, stagnant energy being piled up in like those drawers and things like that, right? So yeah, I really liked how the two just really coincide together, and it works really well, right? So
definitely. Yeah. I mean, we talk a lot about stagnant energy with decluttering, right? So, and I truly believe that, you know, our stuff, you know, it does hold energy. So, you know, being able to get it organized and letting go, you know, the excess is really important for energy flow. So what are some of the benefits of Feng Shui itself?
So some of the benefits, just there's a lot of I would say clarity around your goals, right? Like everything is connected. So that's one of the aspects of Feng Shui that we teach. Everything is connected and everything is constantly changing. So when we look at our environment, everything in our house holds energy. So like my mug, this pencil. And so when you become more in tune with your environment, you're able to kind of set intentions and just gain clarity around what's actually blocking you or what's showing up, or because a lot of the times when we even see like hoarders, that's like stuck energy, right? So nothing new is coming in, right? So that's one aspect of like Feng Shui that I would say is like very important to acknowledge. Some other benefits. So creating definitely a balance, I would say. So when in Feng Shui, there's different, so we learn about the yin and yang is all about balance, right? We discuss the 5 elements, and then what is known as the Bagua. So the Bagua is, if I were to kind of break it down, if you say you go to a chiro or an acupuncturist, our bodies are made up of different, say, meridians in the body, right? Our homes are made up of 9 different energy centers, right? Yeah, so there's lots to learn about Feng Shui, but it's very fun.
Yeah, no, it's super interesting already.
Yeah. So what I say is we live in a very yin and yang world. So when we're outside of our house, we live in a very yang environment. It's chaotic, it's nonstop, it's just chaos, right? So when we come home, we want to be in a yin environment where it's calm, tranquil, relaxed. because when we're in a relaxed environment, it calms our central nervous system.
Right.
Right. And so that's the importance of like a clean, organized space, because when you are living in chaos, that's what's going to show up, that ailment or whatever is going to show up in the body.
Yeah.
Right. It's causing stress. So that's the importance of just having awareness in your environment.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I love it. So it's a lot more than just sort of placing your furniture in a certain way.
Sorry, I just have a couple of pop-ups here. No, it's way more, way more sophisticated than that, I'd say, for sure.
Right,
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So what would you say to somebody who, was kind of looking at getting started with the practice?
So typically people, when people are looking into Feng Shui, it's typically because they're feeling stagnant in their life, or they're looking for a change. More specifically, perhaps they're looking to attract like a relationship or a job, or are looking to invite in more prosperity. So that's when typically like someone would look for a consultation. Or book a consultation. A lot of, like, even right now, I feel a lot of people are doing a lot of self-reflection. And so they see, or even like where the Feng Shui kind of stemmed from, a lot of the monks, or like the ancient Chinese, they were had self-awareness, right, in themselves. And so then they kind of witnessed then their environment, how the importance of their environment. So once themselves were like in a empowered state, then they kind of started working on their environment. And so I notice a lot of people right now, because a lot of people are home doing a lot of self-reflection.
Yeah.
So they're at a huge crossroads in their lives. They're in huge shifts, right? And so, yeah, I see a lot of calls now regarding that, because they're like ready to take on the world and like, yeah, set huge goals and things like that. Sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that's, isn't that the truth? Things have, like we were kind of saying before we hopped on this call, like the last couple of years have been a little bit different. So yeah, it makes sense that, people would be of that mindset right now and trying to kind of do everything possible to enhance their environment to help them reach their specific goals. So yeah, that is really cool that a practice like this can help.
It's powerful, because everything's energy. We're energy, right? Yeah, and so once we really understand that, grasp that concept, we want to bring ourselves and everything around us into harmony.
Right.
Because we're working with the awareness, empowerment, consciousness, like that's where we're at.
Yeah.
And so it's nice when, say, even this situation of you and I coming together, we're two women in the same field, but we're here to help other people, right? Like find like help other people get the best selves, or like help them in their environment, right? Because the more people we can help, then the better the world's going to be, right? And so yeah, it's about like collaborating and coming together and just doing what we can to help others.
Oh, that's amazing. No, I love it. And I agree with you 1,000%. So if somebody was interested in a consultation with you, how does that work, and how can they get a hold of you? All of that how can they take the next step to, get some Feng Shui into their life?
So you could go to my website, reclaimyourspace.ca. So there you have some information, and then also my email. So you could email me at lindsay@reclaimyourspace.ca. And so once the initial conversation starts, we book a consultation, free consultation, where we just sit down and we talk about what your goals are and then proceed from there.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for this information. I mean, like you said at the beginning, intriguing. Like that's where I'm at. So I need to learn a little more about this and yeah, see how it can enhance my space too. So thank you so much for your time and for sharing, kind of giving us a picture of what Feng Shui is.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Lindsay.
Okay, have a great night.
You too.
Bye.